them.
We get time for Black Johnson. When would they expect?
Well, will they go this week? Thursday, will they go there? We'll go tell the one they will need for settle their land business. Will they go settle her? And even the Chinese people, then they are ready. They don't already go do sample testing. So once they don't do that, say nothing where they start. And the man tell me over and over, he said definitely they are committed. And when you see Chinese man tell you say I'm changing chong, so no say it don't do it.
Thank you, Minister. All right. On that note, one of the absolute gems of flag includes the blue economy and King Jimmy Bunga Sweets. So one of the things they were glad the minister don't talk about. And then we fish here, then say for the travel go. And then say go you, then say go China, now make money, and then they double the level of resources we will country make from the industry from last year to this year. So, Minister, I want to say you plenty thank you. I shall say question and day, but we can't to question time. We also don't receive some question online. Now, if you don't know, I get 3 questions. My advice to you is you go online, you ask the other 2, because we will give the mic now 1 question per person. Now, I want to we host the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Mr. Minister, you did in the news a lot. What could not happen at the world? Salon, we get Security Council. We present recently at the ministers' meeting. I've been privileged for the day where the Chief Minister presents, I think, a statement where I know say that you leadership, now you put now you lead on behalf of the country. We also get with diplomatic relationships. News they say we don't get new embassy now. I think was it Azerbaijan or the open mission. So you don't do plenty. Even difficult sometimes for catch up with all the amounts of things that we don't do since you don't become the country and distinguished minister for foreign affairs. And now we get the ECOWAS news where I know say the whole world they ask you about, say we get potential people there. So will you 10 minutes since you know we host? Let you give me a summary of the thing that really occupy your mind from Salon in perspective in terms of foreign policy and some of the wins that we don't accomplish in the 6 months since you come.
Mr. Minister, I also want to seize this opportunity for thank all of Unawe Kaya today. I see the fishwoman then we come for represent the blue economy and the journalists there, including the North Koreans. Kaya, there's certain set of journalists there where they call North Korea and the bad news carriers them. But in any case, they are very good friends. They know themselves. I also want to thank His Excellency the President, Brigadier retired Julius Madabio, for the opportunity we give me for serve in this capacity. And for those of you who know me, particularly me from the extractive sector, I've been the Minister of Mines. And at the time when they appoint me as Minister of Foreign Affairs, for me, it'll be a miracle because I've been there on 2 crutches and he appoints me as Minister of Foreign Affairs. But that is the work of God. And I'm also very pleased that I am being assisted by a very experienced academic, human rights expert, and a motherly figure when I'm the Honorable Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mrs. Frances P. Algali, who is there in the Blue Gara. And we took on this ministry, we meet, okay, I call them blind small, purple. When we come at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we meet a very capable, team of experts. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, now the ministry where they drive the foreign policy aspirations of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And the foreign policy of a country is set out in Chapter 10 of the Sierra Leone Constitution of 1991, where very clear. They said the foreign policy of a country now for promote and protect with national interest, and for make Sierra Leone remain part of the international community, for participate in multilateral organizations, and for get and promote also with regional interest and intercontinental cooperation. This ministry or the sector immediately after independence, I can always joke, say, if not, you know the way Shaka Stevens do for this country, but the foreign policy of Sierra Leone being always from Shakin time, from Milty Magain time to date, Sierra Leone don't get very enviable foreign policy. With foreign policy always be defined by a country we're very impartial in the dispensation of foreign policy. We have always protected the interest of the human being, and we don't make sure, say, every decision they make in multilateral organizations and also with bilateral engagements then are for promote we own national interest and also for vote on things way very important in the world on principled basis. And I know today many questions will be asked about crises then where they go on in the world, especially in the Middle East, the Ukraine-Russia crisis, ECOWAS, and the trouble we'll get in the Sahel region. Every decision we Salon they make, it's made on principles. And so in the past couple of months where we don't come, we inherit a very significant achievement. An achievement when a reflection of the changes that we Salon don't do and the posture we Sierra Leone don't take in international diplomacy. We, Sierra Leone, on the 6th of June 2023, overwhelmingly then vote for Salome for occupy one of the 10 non-permanent seats in the United Nations Security Council. The United Nations Security Council now the highest international body where they deal with peace, global peace and security. It only gets about 15 seats. 5 of the seats them now permanent members them when are the United States, United Kingdom, France, Russia, and China. Now they occupy them 5 permanent seats in there. The 10 seats them now representatives from continents and regions where they vote for. So on the 6th of June last year, 188 countries, over 192 vote for Salome, and we became a non-permanent member for 2 years, from January 2024 to December 31st, 2025. This is a testament to Sierra Leone in new dispensation, in new posture, in new interaction in the international space. All that credit, they go to His Excellency the President for where he pushed Salome vision internationally. For make 188 out of 192 vote for a small country like this, I tell you, say, Sierra Leone is ready and Sierra Leone is playing a very important role in the international space. So we don't get to first public debate, even though from the 1st of January, we don't get some other consultations and debates them where they go on at the Security Council. Also, we get plenty multilateral space them where Salome they do very well. At the AU, Sierra Leone are a member of the Peace and Security Committee. The Peace and Security Committee is the Africa equivalent of the Security Council, where they determine peace and security issues on the African continent. We get a permanent representative with Edena Addis Ababa, who doubles as our ambassador to Addis Ababa and many countries in North Africa. Then they represent at the AU, and Sierra Leone they play a significant role in the AU. Because of the trust also where Sierra Leone gets in the international space, by 2004, Sierra Leone unanimously, the African Union selected 10 heads of states them, where they say them for push the agenda for the reform of the United Nations Security Council, who said they want to accentuate and raise the voice of Africa at the UN Security Council. You can imagine 15 members in the UN Security Council, 5 of those, when are the permanent members, them Africa no get no representation. And in the non-permanent category, now only 2 representation Africa gets. Whereas 70% of the discussions and decisions that are made in the UN Security Council then get something for do with Africa. So we see this over 75 years of the United Nations, Africa, we believe say we don't suffer historic injustice for not having our voice properly heard in global peace and security decision making. So that responsibility, Sierra Leone and the head of state, President Bio, get the responsibility for canvas what they call the common African position, where it is seek for make Africa go get 2 permanent seats in the permanent category of the UN Security Council, and additional 2 seats, we're going to make 4 seats in the non-permanent category of the UN Security Council. Now, a big responsibility with Sierra Leone, the marshal, the effort of other 4 countries then for push that agenda, for make we correct that historical injustice where they don't meet out to Africa over the past 75 years. Besides, Sierra Leone also, from the African Union, the chairmanship of what they call the African Peer Review Mechanism. This now a socio-economic tool where countries then, where the AU don't assign with this chairmanship, they bring in team of experts then for look at the governance system of countries in Africa, for look for the best examples and share their examples and they for make other countries then go ameliorate the governance system. And Sierra Leone get for handover that chairmanship where it done very excellently stewarded for the past 2 years under the leadership of His Excellency, the President, through the Ministry of Public and Political Affairs and the APRM Secretariat here in Sierra Leone. And also, Sierra Leone is part of many committees in the United Nations. Why I reference the foreign policy history of a country. Immediately after independence, Sierra Leone became the chairman of what we call the West African Steel Group. This is not the first multilateral organization in West Africa. Sierra Leone chaired that. For sure how Sierra Leone don't be always dynamic diplomatically. Sierra Leone was also chair of the committee of 24 nations waving day against apartheid. Sierra Leone played a significant role in the emancipation of the states, the black states then in Southern Africa, such as the SWAPO movement in Namibia, the ZANU-PF in Zimbabwe, the ANC struggle in South Africa. All of those roles, Sierra Leone took principal position for advocate for the freedom of them people in there. And when it comes to Israel and Palestine, Sierra Leone is also a member of the committee where they seek for the inalienable right of the Palestinian people then forget their own nation. And we believe in the 2-state solution where Palestine and Israel will live side by side with clear-cut national borders where themselves will live in peace and security. And Sierra Leone is also a member of a committee, what they call in the United Nations, decolonization and the self-determination of countries. We don't enjoy independence for over 62 years. And so we also believe, say, countries and way meet statehood, they're not supposed to be colonized in the 21st century. They forget their right for self-determination. On a bilateral level, Sierra Leone gets fantastic relationship with many countries in the world. And with foreign policy, actually, historically and contemporaneously, we not get any partiality. You can imagine during the Cold War, when the Soviet Union and the United States or the West, let me get conflict, Sierra Leone remain a non-aligned country. We even get embassy in Moscow as we get embassy in Washington. Today, especially when the world don't become multipolar, we foreign policy is without exclusion. We get bilateral relationship with countries where in principle we will get shared values, mutual respect, and common interest. And we don't expand with level of bilateral relationship. Every relationship what they get now a reflection of what we want in our country and the agenda what they set for us. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs. Man, don't study, eh? My Sabina sweets me the purpose and then also I want to let you talk. I want to give one more quick bite because I think the ECOWAS issue is in the news. 3 members of ECOWAS, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, announced then they left the bloc. What's in a saloon position? Waiting you roll on that. If you can do that for me in 2 minutes, I will appreciate.
Well, because of the experience of His Excellency the President, Brigadier Retired Julius Maada Bio, ECOWAS, they draw so much strength and experience from President Bio. To the extent that we see when the coup d'etat happened in Guinea, President Bio was one of the first leaders where go because he understands the dynamics. President Bio go Guinea. What could have been a vulnerable situation is now a very amiable relationship, to the extent that Sierra Leone, they provide one of the most important national, what you would call security commodities, on a field. Burkina Faso, Mali, and in the 64th Summit of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS community, the heads of state them unanimously appoint President Bio and in counterpart President Faure of Togo for do the mediation with the authorities, with the authorities of Niger. And so at foreign ministers level, me and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Togo have been in this engagement. And what is clear is that Niger, unlike the 2 other countries, actually willing for work with ECOWAS. Because the sanctions where ECOWAS don't impose on all of these countries, really not very tough sanctions. Lives are being affected. And so we want also for we want to bring this, mediate with these countries, or make them come back to constitutional democracy. Engaging Niger, I'll give you an incident that happened a few days ago. Even though we will not say the 3 junta leaders then at the 3 countries been on the meet and decide say they want to form a Sahel Republic, kind of their own Sahel conclave. And Niger not been on too much go until after an aborted mission with me and the Foreign Affairs Minister of Benin, Foreign Affairs Minister of Togo, and the Foreign Affairs Minister of Nigeria for me don't make for go Nanyame, for go talk with the authorities and they. Unfortunately for we, Sierra Leone, we not get private jets. We counterpart na Togo, the foreign minister get private jets. And so he flew down to Niger. Maybe get for go Abuja, for go join ECOWAS hired flight. Within Abuja, they not give we landing permit because of the sanctions. Later on, I made some calls within Niger through the prime minister and other foreign minister, then give we landing permit. When they give we landing permit, the flight can develop problem. And of course, nobody no go there and say flight no get oxygen, you go sit there inside that flight there. So we not fly. So we not fly, but immediately we pull a press release now ECOWAS say this was a situation and that another day, dates they will go for me choose for go for the mission. Unfortunately, the Nigerians themselves come on and then join the lot and say they are out of ECOWAS. It is a very delicate situation, but ECOWAS in position is we will continue to engage with these people. Because for ECOWAS and for these countries, it is in our common interest for let them remain as ECOWAS bloc. Why? Because Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, if you put all them land size together, it's about 2.6 million square meters compared to the remaining 1.4. So they get half of West African land mass. The population is about 15% of the population of West Africa. But if you take away the privileges where you get for free movement within West Africa, who said then at this West Africa where Bambara, Fula, and other people in Ode? So if you say they're part of ECOWAS, you are landlocked, how you go able to get goods and services? So even though the authorities have made those decisions, but we also they care for the people of them 3 countries here for ensure say we keep them people are in the bloc. And there's a process for withdrawal. It's clearly stated in Article 91 or 48 of the ECOWAS Treaty, where it says for the country come up from the ECOWAS bloc, you therefore inform the Commission 1 year before you come on. And that has to be done through legislative sanction of a legitimate government. So we believe, say, we will work with two brothers and for make that not happen. They will remain as ECOWAS.
Voilà. Thank you very much. Well, you see, me minister get applause all. When you know, say this minister here, una understand. I just want for people that we not familiar with this minister. I just want to take this opportunity for una also know, say, Deputy Minister, well, Press Secretary mentions in a polyglot. I can count, it talk a minimum French fluently, English fluently, Russian fluently, Mende fluently, Madingo fluently, Soso fluently, Fula fluently. So this man, if not language entry, he gets him. So we're not going to understand why His Excellency make the very smart choice for make him superintend over the foreign policy of we country. We get a very proud foreign policy history. We just outlined to we say from the days of independence internationally, Salome might be a small country, but we don't hold we heads up high internationally. And His Excellency President Julius Madabio don't continue to do that with leadership. Minister, you end on a note where you refer to legislative processes that's supposed to happen. The Honorable Mohamed Bangura, you know, also a member of ECOWAS Parliament. And so this issue also concerns una at the Parliament. And I know say tomorrow, una the meets as alone. So in your own 5 minutes, or give Mohamed Bangura 5 minutes, you go do? This man, a man way, if not for talk, he know how to talk. So, Honorable, I want to give you a chance as well for comments on the foreign policy agenda and in your capacity as chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee in a Parliament on the things that we do see right now waiting to occupy you as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I'm glad for the tonight today once more. I want to tell you, Honorable Minister of Information, I want to commend una first for what you know they do, for taking government to the people directly. I want to tell you, say, una do a good job and keep it up. Honestly, we as a parliament, over the years, we don't serve as a go-between the governments and the people. That is why they have a committee on foreign affairs in the parliament. We now with the liaise, now with the oversight, the activities of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I want proudly tell you, say, from where they appoint the minister and the deputy, Naya, we do extremely well. Extremely well. Because one of the main things we be the push as members of parliament, until we know say we represent the people directly. As a ministry, as a minister, we don't get numerous complaints from the ministry, staff officers. But the way they treat workmen in there, previous ministers, we don't summon them in a parliament. We don't talk to the staff. So when this minister comes, and deputy, we approach them with the same problem. Because say, they're young, brilliant Sierra Leoneans, they need in the ministry. We not just keep them there. What you wanna go do for expose them? We not hire them for work at the ministry, for sit on an office day, but for expose them outside. I'm glad for telling us, say, as a chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, although the minister not be reached there, for telling us, say, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs don't hear and don't adhere, don't begin implement a lot of postings in the ministry. As a matter of fact, for ascertain that, we try to send a letter to you, Mr. Minister, for giving the list of your postings. But at this point, I want to tell you, say, we young brothers and sisters in this ministry, will be the language, Naya, for a long, long time without enjoying the privilege of postings. Most of them, they are now imposted. The minister will talk this now. Among many things then, even though most of the things that we for talk are the things that we I don't write or I don't put together. Because the issue of foreign policy, you know, they play politics on foreign policies. You know, they play politics on them. They are there. If we tell you, say, I don't do A, it is here. A. So there is no way we will play politics on foreign policy. Very clear. The minister left one thing. When the president go to United Nations, when I know say I go to United Nations, I be go there. A lot of people in there, they say, oh, Mohamed Bangura is included. Oh, why Mohamed Bangura? Yes, I'm included. Because it's my right. Not so because chairman or the Minister of Foreign Affairs or the Minister of Information, you want for carry me go to United Nations. Now because I did it. That's what the law say. I am the chairman. Either I agree or not, I did it. So that gets it clear. Yeah. Honestly, we for proud Australians. We for proud Australians. Back home, we might get all our differences because of political party colors. But when we go out and you see the way in which Sierra Leone has been positioned in the international world, you will feel proud for say, I am a Sierra Leonean. I am a Sierra Leonean. When they call the president for go chair the UNESCO high-level steering committee on education, SDG, you know, I was shocked. But he was called to co-chair. And the chairman was the UN Secretary General at that time. Some of the deliberations will happen and the progress in this area today, now as a result of we presidents who gets Naya in this country. That's a result of it. And they put them aside. Put them aside. Instead they talk, say, the foreign minister, in they talk French, they talk Russian or whatever, they talk Mendy, Timini, Limba, all thing. There are many, 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 many of Timothy Kabba type in the foreign ministry. I tell you this. Dr. Lansbury, we ambassador, we based in Geneva. He was chairman of the intellectual group na UNESCO, World Trade Organization. He did it, WTO. How that be? Make it get a small, tiny Sierra Leone for make the occupied short, important position. I tell you one thing. When somebody they say, I am a good father, I am a good head of family, only him, then he turn around, you see him picking there, no achieve nothing. you see him wealth, you know, he will achieve nothing. Then what makes him a good father? What makes him a good father? With all the accolades there, so what the presidents don't achieve over the years. You see, a person, you see in ambassadors, them, in representatives, them, in ministers, going out there, being handpicked among the lots for men serve. It rings a bell. It rings a bell. You know, Honorable Minister, the area of foreign policy, the minister don't touch him this now. He don't touch him. I tell you this, if anything, now this country, the way we can proud of, now foreign policies.
Correct.
Now foreign policies.
Thank you, sir.
So, Honorable Minister, in a nutshell, me just come for can highlight some of the achievements also over the years.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. Well, the Honorable Mohamed Bangura, na a household figure. Honorable, I want for place on record on behalf of the people of this country, with very sincere appreciation for your service to this country. In the darkest days and some of the most challenging days of a democracy, you chose country over party. You chose your people that will vote for you. You took a decision of courage and said the people deserve a voice. And that democracy, they work not by when we stay away, but by when we participate and make things better. On that day in our parliament, I think this country owe you a debt of gratitude and will not ever forget. So I want to put on record our appreciation to you for that. You mentioned many things, including Salon leadership. Last week as well, UNESCO organized the World International Day of Education. And UNESCO, the big celebration in New York, they invited us from Salon for be the keynote. When I've been getting the opportunity for good talk about the story way President Bion leadership don't bring for Salon at the UN. And then all the leaders around the world were then saying a Salon in story they want for listen to. So I think I just want to lend credence to the point to you to make that on international policy, Salon they stand head and shoulders with pride about the work they do. So I tell you, thank you for the work they do for support His Excellency for do that. Okay, now on our turn, question time. You know the rules. So we're not going to go through that. I get about 6 questions we don't come through online. I read them one time and then I open up to now. So then the Unago just answer them together. Yeah. Question 1. Can the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources provide an update on the status of the fish harbor? I think you don't do that just now. We've heard about previous challenges and it will be valuable for understand the current situation. I think you don't really touch on that. So, but my commitment normally now, anybody who ask a question with the we send the question with the asker. Yeah. So as long as the question makes sense and you know insulting. 2. Talk on day for utilize recovered funds from ACC for either build a diagnostic hospital in Kellyton or support student loan scheme, whether we'll clarify these initiatives, who are the funds and they go. What's make government they deprive commercial vehicle and for apply the roads because of government boss? The person said this is not fair. UN being undermined by Western powers, ECOWAS don't get issue with 4 countries in the region, this person say, and whether Salon they play a leading role for strengthening Mano River Union. The other person say, why government busy they push New World Order agenda? Why all these New World Order laws na Salon? So then, the foreign minister will tell me what's a New World Order agenda. And then the other person, the last one, said the hypocrisy of Western countries that at the UN supporting Israel time and again to destroy the international laws. Should this be a wake-up call for Salone? All right, we'll tell them family, thank you for sending question in there. I will take question in at the room. Normally, I will take 5. So let me see the hands for the 5. All right, number 1. Kuya, I know we can't together and ask one. Okay, number 2. Number 3. I want to see Uma now. I say Uma, then I put up in hand. Well, I want to tell you something, nobody. Okay, Mr. Kamara go to number 4, the gentleman go to number 5. We'll take them quickly and then we'll come back. Thanks.
My name is Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. My question goes to the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources. Madam Minister, climate change is a global concern. You and I know if you go to the coastal region, the mangroves have been top off. I want to make it tell we the solar cool room we be make a presentation Ministry of Finance during the budget hearing.
Okay. Once the minister understand the question, at the left hand so. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Abubakar Kabba, Standard Times. Mr. Mohamed Bangura, Honorable Mohamed Bangura, sorry. You are the head of a committee where they represent Salona ECOWAS Parliament, which is good. But we see the whole way ECOWAS play for Aneskoma and Go One, Abuja. And Aneskoma is a member of your party. Did you in any way play any role for Aneskoma Go to Abuja?
Thank you for that question. The next question, number 3.
Yes, Mina Hassan Bushikuruma, Concord Times. My question to go to the Minister of Fisheries. Madam Minister, years ago, we get a company we come work on with fish trade for go hit the European market. A company by the name of Precon. What's in the report of that company and how far we fish don't put us on the go for hit the European market?
All right, thank you, Mr. Kamara.
Mohamed Kamara, The Watch and Sankara newspaper, respectively, sir. Mr. Minister of Foreign Affairs, sir, I want to tell Family right now the difference between this regional bloc and the territorial integrity of a nation. The question is, whose constitutional mandate ECOWAS gets for intervene to an issue of a given member country, that country peaceful, all that it wants is to prove justice. Whose constitutional mandates ECOWAS get for make intervention as to give suggestions, opinions, and of course views. Where people say a lot of civilians are not dividing opinion today. Say ECOWAS is more of a political commission than an economic commission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. For una we no plan scam. For una we no plan scam this press conference. Mr. Kamara and we resident celebrity. Now I normally allow for ask question we get preface now. All man are straight to the question. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Yeah. My question go to Honorable Mohamed Bangura. You asked a question about you being a member of the ECOWAS Parliament. Can you please tell us activities ranging from the Niger and other activities that ECOWAS actually need to take part in? Just activities.
But that question, they come back.
As in capacity as member of ECOWAS Parliament.
Yes, sir.
Can give me brief about the activities of ECOWAS towards
you want to know what ECOWAS Parliament they do?
They do towards the sub-region, Pacific.
Okay, all right, okay. He basically want to know what's in the ECOWAS, when I rule of ECOWAS. Okay, that is the last question, eh?
Yeah.
So now we'll do this, we'll answer them, then we'll come back, yeah? So the question then are, number one, Minister, the other one they have been asked already, so now for note say one they will be asked first. Minister, then get a question about solar cool room. You say you understand the question. Standard Time say if Honorable Bangura play any role for let EBK go Abuja, Hassan na Concord Times one for know about some fishery projects we've been come and waiting at the report. I think you touch on that because you talk about the step that they take for let fish them begin go Europe, and I mentioned that. So I think that same thing there. Honorable Kabba, the question whether ECOWAS get right for play interference role in any country in internal affairs, because Mr. Kamadi say what are the difference between with territorial integrity and with membership in the regional bloc, whereas with justice issue they happen. I think they refer to some infamous issue they happen recently. You just want to get your perspective on that issue there. And then the other one, this border one, small civic education no more. It's saying that you tell us in the ECOWAS parliamenting role will be. We'll start with the Honorable Minister, yeah, for in question, then we can turn on. Go on.
Thank you, Honorable Chenoba. I just want to tell all the one that when they asked the question there, plenty thank you. I be don't touch on the fish harbor. Definitely, like I be talked before, say the fish harbor now one thing we every Sierra Leonean they look forward to, and because we know say it's very important, we don't put all kind of modalities in place for make sure say this fish harbor it come into fruition. First of all, we don't engage with the Chinese embassy several times for Lord knows Usai then they and Usai we save day because we want progress. And I can safely tell on us say the land issues then we then be get the Ministry of Lands they don't sign everything, and by God in power on Thursday we they go follow we able for settle all of those things then. Then again, the Chinese they be send expatriates that we then come for able for get soil sample for make sure say what thing that they can do not the right thing that they do. So we don't put everything into together for ensure say this project here it come to reality. So I just want to follow on a bear with we because most of the thing that the way people that they do it take time and processes. But then processes there we don't really tell the Chinese they say they need for expedite them because with patients they run out, and by God in power it will happen. And then somebody talk on climate change, mangroves. Yes, definitely we know the mangroves. Tenge for be, I know say me we come more bonds, me channel we get for be multi-millionaire because we get big mangroves there, now that bond access. But because of that, we they preserve them. And in fact, people then they right now when they go for go plant more mangroves so that we know so we carbon credit it will increase. And by God the power, salon self go better. The solar cool rooms. Before they come Basim, we get Sarah Fisheries. If we put two room them, one at Pluto Road, one at Congo Market. So I come, I be one know what really they happen with them room them. So me and the permanent secretary, one afternoon we work out go to the markets then we find out say the room them both not the work. So we get for talk to Basim say, do ya the room they know the work, now then two markets there. And not to them just then two markets there no more one room then are the main markets there. So we and Basim there we don't get a very good discussion on that. It don't tell we say, Lord just try for see what's in the specification, how best it will come in. If we send a your own technician for let first then go see what's wrong with them room there and see if they for repair or they go replace out a new one. So definitely room, solar rooms then are in a way very difficult. Even at the provinces them who go on solar room then because places then they we fish business is difficult. They're not able for preserve them, fish them, they get for use for room. So definitely that then at the pipeline and we work towards that. And you talk about the reports where Recon we can do. Definitely every report where they do for ministry, we ensure say we follow up and we make sure say we what they don't recommend, we go with it because we want to make we want to ensure say this EU certification we get them. And we don't put everything in place. Like I tell when I initially say, even the CM it help we on this year because HE in big in number one priority than for ensure say we will forget EU certification. So even when I travel, anytime I go anywhere, especially European countries, them I they try for tell us when I need for help we for law get this EU because we don't work very hard and we feel say who deserve it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Bangura, I want to come to you that will end with the foreign minister. So you get two straightforward questions then. One, whether you play a role in EBK and Go and Abuja. I think a very straightforward question that. And then the other one, just quickly, what's in ECOWAS Parliamentary? Because I want to get one more round of questions before we go. So
the role of ECOWAS Parliament, I just take one. There are many to bring security and mediation. Now only see the activities of ECOWAS at the sub-region. You get the heads of states then you get the parliament. So if then two bodies are also not there in West Africa, things will be bad. Things will be bad. As for former president, my answer is a straight no, no, and no. But further, make I just tell you about President Bio. In this case, that just tells you who the man is. This demon. Now, so some people in Siam that this man is so bad. Take a look at the sub-region. If na other country that be happen, you have all your sovereign rights as a nation. Somebody sick, you want for medical attention. I like to bring 29 heads of states at the world, including former Obama. I go say no. I have that right for say no. But this man, he sit down and say, this country now we own, now we get this country. Nobody else know they will get them. Either be APC or SLPP, now we own. If somebody then other party is sick or he need medical attention, Mr. Minister, thank you very much as a government, because we're not able to look at the reasons where they advance for the former President Nkrumah go and he go for good in medical. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs. Thank you very much, Honorable Bangura.
Thank you. And Mr. Honorable Member of Parliament, I think that the court now allow the sick man for go not to the government. We can forget that's clear. It's the court. Now the court's the application being go to. On the question where the resident journalist asked, whether ECOWAS get a constitutional right for interfere into a country's political affairs. Obviously, every country is a sovereign state and governed by its constitution. And ECOWAS, now the collective of all of these countries, now they agree say this umbrella organization, then for they be part of them for their collective aspirations, development, and security. And there is no one country that is called ECOWAS. Now a representation of all the aspirations and inform the organization. No, ECOWAS not interfere into the political affairs of a country. Simple. But ECOWAS gets also a mandate for interfere into a country when there is insecurity, instability, and gross breach of human rights, as it's where in the cases of Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Cote d'Ivoire and the other countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take another round of questions, but I just want to make sure you answer this question on the government they deprive other commercial vehicles and for plywood because of government buses. And for make clear, say we get designated time then, we'll get bus lanes, we don't put that information there out very clearly. Almost every country in the world will get a public transport system and get designated space there because they try to encourage people and for use public transport. The advantage of this new public transport system is that it's predictable. Every 10 minutes, now every stop where they, a bus will come, and the fare, again, is predictable. You know, they go up and down. People are not asking, oh, the cost, say the cost be this and that. But the cost, a fixed cost, and this, they be run by a private entity. The metro company will be set up, will include current members of the transport industry, the transport, the union, them, government get stake, the other partner get stake. The intention of law continue to attract foreign investment, law attract private investments in the transport sector. And as soon as I know, for the next 3 days, starting today, people they enjoy this free ride them, and people they begin for see. As he say early in this morning, some people they complain plenty on social media. Yes, I have to acknowledge them complaining, but during the launch to make clear that, let's just be patient. Any innovation, any new thing, they must get your small glitches. But the reason why we do them, now because they go there on time. So I just want to make clear, I say we don't discriminate against anybody. We just want to let people benefits. Okay, final round of questions. Let's see the hands. Number one has to be a female. Where the woman there wants? Woman. Okay, now woman Andy. Oh. Okay, good. Number one, woman there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's start. Go ahead, Madam. Epic Radio.
Iris Bangura, Epic Radio. So when you be talk about the boss, you say the price will be fixed. But people don't they say because not 10 leons for any destination if that's not too much. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 2.
Well, Auguste Jonesy, reporter for Heritage Newspaper. Well, I want to ask towards this coup attempt here we happen at Salon, right? So now we don't see ECOWAS, other countries don't begin to withdraw from ECOWAS. And Salon, they part of ECOWAS. So one who waiting at Salon in your we get for play towards the other country them for letting go to stand.
Boss, I get one problem I get to supposed to we know they listen who they talk. That question this one, other person will get different question chance, not always. So they cancel that question, we'll get other person. Number 3, go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Lai Jackson.
Yes.
And my question is going to the Minister of Fisheries.
It's up, we know a bit of Creole.
My question to go to the Madam Minister, and during the presentation, make mention of the fishermen they were using small nets them, and we all know say there is a specific nets with them for use, and up to now they see that they use nets they're not supposed for the the repercussion behind that. So what you don't do for make sure so you monitor that particular situation and ensure that they use a specific nets them with the ministry we don't design for them.
Thank you. Number 3 or 4 rather. Would have been the 4? Then this gentleman.
Thank you very much. I'm Yusuf Toure, Galaxy Radio. You threw light, Mr. Minister, you threw light on the issue of the $1.5 million. I stand to be corrected. We get for the tripartite committee or election reforms. Why is it that ever in the history of Sierra Leone, the June 24, 2023 election can get this kind of committee for investigate the election management body when at the EMB ever in the history of Sierra Leone? Who is fooling who here? Whereas the APC they say this, and the government they say this, and the international community they say this. Who and who is fooling who? With regards to this money we get for deal with election reforms. Thank you very much.
Wait. Anyway, you question, but sorry, sir. Wait. You question, you get complexity and for justice to him. You say why not the first thing this way would they do this? They add the money there. Now the money part I don't understand.
Then provide this money.
So why then get this money?
Yes, we now ever in the history of Sierra Leone for monitor or for investigate the June 24
Okay,
elections.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Minister of Foreign Affairs. Fufana Gleaner newspaper, sir. Sir, you say the courts now allow former President Koma Fogo. But on confirmed report claims say you, the IG and the CDS.
You really respond to unconfirmed.
No, why confirm now, sir?
No,
not a rumor, sir. The unconfirmed report claims say you, the IG and the CDS now are complaining and go lungi. Una na agency of the courts, one no, sir.
All right, the gentleman, yes, take the final one.
Thank you very much. My name is Suleiman Jallo. I write for Expo Times newspaper. This question goes to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Minister, tell me in the way says Shalom for open embassy in Israel. Amidst this crisis would happen in Israel if things goes right. What in Salon stand for benefit of that embassy?
All right, Una, thank you. We get a few questions in here. We will try to answer them very quickly and then we wrap up. Minister, I start with you again about the nets because I one question you get. Then between me and Foreign Affairs Minister will get the rest. Go on.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Yeah, the person we asked about the nets they call them monofilament. And then nets then they where you use them. It is catch them small picking them. Picking them we for grow, we go to big fish them, now they deprive, and we know one day. And that make the government, the Ministry of Fisheries, put a press statement say, let us stop for use them monofilaments there. Because then them monofilaments there, they do like ghost fishing. If they rotting, if you fall down our water, it lets if the fish, they catch all them small picking them. Where they inside the water, then small fish them. So because of that, we say law left for the use the monofilaments. And what did the government do, the Ministry of Fisheries? What did they do? They subsidize nets them, where they go able for give fishermen them for let them go able for pay at a reduced cost. Because I know say not to all man they able for buy the nets them. So we purchase them through a donor funds, then we able for give them at a subsidized cost. Then what again would they do? They try for monitor. The monitoring is really stringent. Even me deputy minister, then there's a go Kisid or Kiad, a go Tumbu. All what they do most of the time, now for run after the one they do, then they use them monofilaments there. We'll go Conakry, again, we hold people the way they use monofilaments there. So that thing where we don't put out and release say nobody not for user. And because we don't say so, anybody we use monofilaments would hold them. I know so be able, but another case where the director of aquaculture where it behold a large scale of people the way they do deal in monofilaments them we seize them again. So that thing will not they encourage one for let them stop for the user because we want let it fish them, let them grow, let them big, let them be big put at them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. I know say the IG and agents of the courts. So I think that question you undermine your own question where you mix them together. Because the IG is an agent of the court. So you want to separate, you want to ask if the minister are agents of the court. Because the IG is affirmatively an agent of the court. But the minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, so Minister, what I would say that you do is A, for clarify on any role where you play allegedly in this money on confirmed reports.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. Minister. You know, one of the North Koreans. One of the North Koreans. And thank you very much for clarify the point. Say the Inspector General of Police is agent of the court and law enforcement. Yes, indeed, I was part of the people that were accompanying the former president for a medical. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs now responsible for provide protocol for state protocol, not the airport. So me serve another role I play for provide protocol at the airport. So now me are the chief protocol officer of Sierra Leone. Okay, thank you.
All right, so you don't get what I answer now. My sister Iris asked about the bus price and whether they're not too much. I just want to make clear again for let people understand. We get two corridors. We get the East Corridor and the West Corridor. No matter how side you go, the bus ticket is fixed. So you buy the tickets. In fact, very soon would they move towards you buy the tickets inside the bus again. You buy them separately, and then we begin a cashless system. Where you buy that ticket, you guarantee the ride. You can buy multiple each time you go. You log in. As long as you don't enter the bus, it's stallions, it's fixed. The advantage is it's predictable. They know they haggle you. They need to say, oh, it's up now, we'll start again. Count, no matter how far you go, no matter how short you go. And the corridor, they're very defined and they're very clear. We believe, say, a competitive and a reflective of not just the market price, but again, a private company would try to encourage more people and for coming to the system. So they try. Just for be clear, the designated bus lanes and they run from 6 a.m. to 9:30 Monday to Friday, so that to ensure see people and get free flow during that period. Outside of that period, other commercial vehicles can run. There was a question about the Israel embassy, who handle. So I will let you do them and then I will come back to the June elections.
Like where I say, Sierra Leone in foreign policy day without exclusion. And if we can get diplomatic relationship with North Korea, we will get embassy then and get with me, but we'll not get diplomatic relationship with them. Yes, but we get diplomatic relationship with Israel. The member of Parliamentary can say even the parliament's building they use now is now true support from the Israeli government and many other important infrastructure in Salon. And so we do have an existing diplomatic relationship with Israel. An embassy is a further step for consolidate the diplomatic relationship. Yes, we have intention for establish embassy in Israel as part of the diplomatic relationship. But that not happen yet. Obviously, you cannot do go get embassy in a place where conflict there right now. But as and when it is necessary, we will get embassy in Israel and then self will get Sierra Leone. But for now, we know the issues where they go on at the world. So thank you.
Thank you. And we also now been ready Salon position on that. Like the minister say, we foreign policy is guided on values and principles, and irrespective of whether we get a relationship or not, when it comes to foreign policy position, we're guided by the values that we outlined in the Constitution. Finally, my brother, I think the basis of your question, the premise of your question, the problem. 1996, after the elections, the opposition actually said they don't accept the elections. I was here for that. Dr. John Kaifasmat. That was a major issue in 1996. You go to the next election, 2022. In fact, that election day, I remember the press conference where Anesco Mahol, where he say that election day was fraught with multiple issues. He's saying gets a litany of evidence against the election day, and that not only for the sake of peace, make it accept. The following election, 2007, in fact, it may get even more major issues. It end up in courts, very serious issues, and international partners and continue for put money for strengthening election management bodies after them challenges and they will get. 2012, we remember what happened again. Aha. Not to Kailan Kosbari Dande. Aha. Go police. We remember the Go Police election. The Kailan Kosbari. So the premise of the election saying that only this election get problem or get question, now that premise they have to go after. That's in the history of this country. Anybody straightforward no say we have had questions about the elections. And anybody with a loss don't complain. So waiting this agreement say, now that once and for all, let we reflect on why we get in question here. Let we all come together, let we review, not just this past election, because not a review. Look, the constitution clear. The means for, I don't talk this in plenty time. If you get a problem about an election as alone, now one green body competent by law for look into the election, not the Supreme Court. That's it. Beyond that, we can look at institutions and processes and review. That's what we're doing. And another international partner they don't see, then they continue for do. But not only first time they don't put money. In fact, 1.5 million compared to how much money they don't spend in the past, it's a paltry amount. Not a beaucoup money than they. But we welcome them because it contributes to an agreement that we made as Sierra Leoneans. We bring together APC, SLPP, and development partner. And I can say next week, they will get a major announcement. So one of the big issues they will get have been for agree on the terms of reference. I can confirm to now say they don't agree on the terms of reference, and then they continue for work together for carry this country go before. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad for now all. And I have to take this opportunity now for tell thank you to a very distinguished panelists, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Timothy Kabba, the Honorable Minister for Fisheries and Marine Resources, the Honorable Princess Dugba, and the Chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Relations, the Honorable Mohamed Bangura. As usual, I have to tell all the journalists and plenty thank you, partner, and the woman that they represent the fishing community and the fishing industry for what they can support with today. Local stations across the country, the journalists them will be back next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, my family. Peace. Baba shake the people of Baba shake bend down political really bend down really clean do don't clean. It's not just up on music, up on music. Don't keep. I did program this, get you ready. Don't keep. I did program this, for me ready. Don't keep. I did program this, anyway. Don't clean. I did I say this program not complete accident. Telling you this program had it from you. It telling you. I said this program down too nice. Baba Shaki program down too nice. It entertain me. Don't clean. I did program this. Get you ready. Don't clean. I did program this. For me, where they eat from me.
Contact Baba Shex Production for all your video coverages, video promos, advertisement, flyers, interviews and video editing. Baba Shex Production, Holland.